So today we are in the Crystal Lake recreational area in the San Gabriel Mountains because we are going to be climbing Mount Islip, which is an 8,250 foot tall peak, I believe. This area I would consider the start of the San Gabriel High Country, some of the first peaks, where that eventually leads up to Baldy. So it's a very pretty area, and as you can see, another storm just rolled through about a day ago. So we are up here to get a snow summit in of Mount Islip. I climbed this peak a little more than a year ago, with a group called Biocitizen LA, and camped overnight. And I always wondered how this area would look during the winter, and it's very beautiful. These pine trees just jet up like straight into the sky. But yeah, it should be a super fun experience, hiking in the snow up to Mount Islip. So we've made it past the first little bit of the trail after getting a bit lost by the campground. We were going up what was supposed to be the trail, and it just led to a dead end in the fluffy snow, and we had no idea where the heck we were going. So we had to go back to the campground, buy a map, buy a pass, drive back up to the parking lot, further up the road, and then finally find the trail. So it was a series of events that pushed us back a little bit, but we are now back on the planned route and on time, so everything should be fine after that. The only thing that I can see going wrong now is either a wet slide burying me alive, or yeah, that's it. That's the only thing that could go wrong on a beautiful day like this. So if any SoCal backcountry skiers want to come to Mount Islip area, looks like there's a cool looking couloir right there. There's your recon. I was viewing it from down the trail and it didn't look like there was a cliff section. Looked short and sweet, so if anyone wants to come up here and ski a short but pretty fun line, Mount Islip's got it, looks like. Yeah, right here there's definitely a lot of debris from slides. We really gotta be careful. This is pretty sketchy up on this ridge, but we'll be okay. So right behind me, right up there, is Windy Gap. We are extremely close to our rest point until we make the final descent up Islip. We've decided to do sort of a mountaineer's route instead of going up the main trail because it kind of lingers for a while. We thought it might just be better if we trek up the snow. Hopefully it works. I am pretty confident, but if anything happens, it's always good to turn back. Mountaineer's route. So now we are heading up to Mount Islip. On the backside, there's some sticky snow that has like feet. I mean pounds. See, it's just tiring me out. But we're gonna make an attempt. It's been awesome so far.
You're good. You got this. Whose idea was this?
Every step I take, I sink lower. What we're doing right now is probably the hardest stretch hike I've ever done. It's so deep, the snow. It adds an extra few pounds on my boots. Keep falling. It's just really rough. Right now, I have to say, at this point, this is the hardest adventure I've ever done. Mount Islip, Summit Ridge. So we summited Mount Islip. The last 0.8 miles took us about an hour because of how hard it was. It was pretty brutal. Just 3 feet deep snow the whole way. Trying to balance through rocks and brush and kept slipping. So it was a bit of a slog. But now that we're on the top, it feels so good to just be over with the climb, and now we can just descend and maybe do a little bit of sliding action. The history of this mountain, I believe it's named after a naturalist named something Islip, and that abandoned house up here, little cabin, and these little stands things are remnants of a fire station that used to be up here. They used to watch fires all over the mountains. It's a great vantage point to see everything everywhere. You can see Baldy over there, which was our last big adventure. You can see Mount Waterman over there, which has a ski resort on it. Not sure if it's open. That could be a future adventure. But yeah, the views are really nice, and finish the sandwich and head back down.
You've eaten enough. You haven't. Whoa.
This is such a ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
This is a ridiculous descent. Mount Islip right after a snowstorm. Beware.
Are like soaking wet, like frozen. Oh my god.
How are you doing?
Not good.
This is great. Slogging through a few feet deep of snow. To get down there once again.
Slide down.
So right here there's a big traverse that we don't want to do. We decided we didn't want to go down our original Mountaineers way. So we're gonna slide down this. Woo! Woo!
Did it, buddy.
So we finished our hike up Mount Islip from the Crystal Lake Recreation Area. We've driven down a bit to get out of the massive crowds that develop when it snows up in the mountains. But yeah, that was really hard, but also really awesome. All that snow, like the 6-foot deep swells mixed with how sticky and dry it was, made it really hard to climb the mountain on the final pushes. But we worked through it. I learned a lot about endurance and how you have to eat a lot or you'll have a big burnout. So I did eat a lot and I feel great. That was a super fun outing in the heart of the San Gabriels. That was an exceptional adventure.